Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Relax.Cut.Glue. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you all here with me today. So I saw this sitting on my counter the other night and I grabbed it because I love boxes. Hello. I'm going to make a little journal or glue book out of this, and it's really cool because the box is a square and it's 6.5 by 6.5, but I want to use 6 by 6, 12 by 12 inch paper, fold it in half and make it like a 6 by 6 inch glue book. But I will make my base 6.25 by 6.25 instead of 6 by 6, because as you add things into your glue book, the middle kind of expands out a little bit. So I always like to have just a little bit of a border. So I'm going to make it like I made it this one. This is one of my favorite glue books that I totally forgot I even had, and now I'm obsessed with. This has 4 signatures as well as a removable elastic that's right here that I keep an ephemera holder in. So I will make an ephemera holder as well for this glue book. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So let's start taking this apart. So when you open up your box, we have it opened, you're going to open up the side that's glued together, just like that. And we're going to open it up and we are going to cut all of this stuff off, all the tabs, and you're going to cut right inside this scored line here, the little bubble, cut right inside of that, okay? So let's get that going first. And I personally like to use my ruler and my X-Acto knife, but you can use a paper trimmer if you want. I've done that many, many times. I just butt my ruler right up to the score line and then just cut it off. It actually works quite well. So that's what I'll do. We'll just butt this right up against here. And no, I do not have, well, I guess technically I have my ruler upside down, but I do it for a reason, so please don't come after me. I'm literally doing this on purpose. Okay. All right. So there we go. Let's take all of this off. And you can save the little bits here, these tabs, for like, I don't know, if you want to make a little, I mean, you can make like a skinny tag or something out of this, or I don't know, if you wanted to use little tabs or something, you can use them for that. But I just find there's so much glue and they just get so wrinkled from opening up the box that I just recycle them. I don't use them, but you absolutely could if you wanted to. Okay, and then let's take it to here. All right. So all of this, these would make good little tabs too. But I usually don't like stuff like that in my glue book. That's more of like a junk journal thing. Okay, so these should be even now. And they're pretty close. You can see here that it's, there we go. Okay, so now I have my cover. So it's going to open like this. It'll be a 6 by 6. But as I said, this is not a true 6 by 6 right now. It should be 6.5. But what I'm going to do is line this up. I do want to make sure it at least lines up across the bottom, and it does. Okay, so I want to take, I'm going to line it up right on my pad here, and I'm going to make sure that the bottom is straight. And I lined up the edge of my spine right there. And now I know this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's at 6.5 right now. I want to cut it to 6.25. So that is what I'm going to do. I just stabbed myself with my X-Acto. Thankfully, it didn't hurt at all, but girl, you need to be careful. Okay, taking off 1/4 inch. And the reason why I'm not just keeping it 6.5 is, 1, that would be too much all the way around. And 2, I want to be able to split my 12 by 12 paper directly in half and make it a 6 by 6 when it's folded. Okay, so now we have that one. Let's do the same thing on this side. So I'm just going to line it up, making sure I am lined up. Oops, I need to move this so that my spine is on this line right here. And listen, we're human. If you're a little off, it's okay. Just do your best, okay? All right, so same thing. I'm just going to cut off 1/4 inch. Again, you can absolutely use your paper trimmer for this. There we go. All right, now, and I want to cut, I just want to cut a smidgen off this side. There we go. Making sure that's even. So you can see here that there's a little space there. I'm cutting that off so I can make this even on both sides. Cut that. Okay, now I'll turn it back around. Line it all up. Now I want to make sure it's at 6 1/4. And now we'll trim up this side. So we just trimmed off, instead of just cutting off 1/4 inch off of one side, I'm taking basically half of 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch off of each side so that it's both sides are nice and clean and even. All right. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Okay, now we have a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 cover for our glue book. That was easy, right? And don't worry, I'm totally going to show you how we do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch with this. And I'm going to show you a really easy method to do that on this, because you will have to do several, because the spine is, let's see, how big is this spine? The spine is just over 1 1/4 inch. So it's almost 1.5 inches wide. So yeah, I'll probably do 3 signatures. I like to have my signatures a little bit more spread out because I feel like that helps the book lay down flat. For glue bookers, that works great for us. If you're like a junk journaler, usually you put your signatures a little bit closer together. Again, it's all personal preference, but as a glue booker, I like mine a little bit further apart so that my book lays down a little bit more flat. All right, so there's our cover. So yesterday in my community tab, I asked you guys which one of these you liked the best. And you guys chose this one. So this is what I'm going to use for the cover. This has gold in it. This one also has gold in it. And it's, well, the whole thing is kind of metallic. Like the butterflies and the flowers are metallic, but the rest isn't. And then this one, yeah. And then there's this one. So let's use this as our cover. Now these are 16 by 11, I believe. Let's see. Am I looking right? Yeah, 11 by 16. It's $1.25. I get them at the Dollar Tree. Now what's great about this is I'm going to eventually end up laying it on here like this. But I also want to cut a little bit off of here because I want to use that to put down my spine. You'll see here in just a second. Okay, so if this is 11, this is 6 1/4. I want about 1 inch. So 6 1/4, 7 1/4, 8 1/4 minus 11 would be 2 3/4 I want to cut off of here. All right, that works. Did that make sense? Probably not to some people, but it did to me. Okay, so okie dokie. So I used my longer ruler, which is exactly the same as my other one, and a bigger cutting mat. And so I cut this up. And the reason why I was adding that is I wanted to have enough to go all the way around because I'm going to wrap this. But I also wanted a piece that I could put like right here. So that's why I did the math like that. Okay, so now I'll need to peel this. But first, before I peel that, I want to put this piece down right here. Oh, this is perfect. Gives me almost 1 inch on either side of the spine. Okay, so I need to cut this. That's good. Okay. I always like to have a little extra overhang just so I can cut it off and have a nice clean strip. Okay, so this strip I don't necessarily need right this second, or maybe not even at all. I'm going to put my cutting mat back down just to add this part. All right, so I'm going to add this down the middle. I'm just going to peel a little bit back so I can kind of hold on to it. And then I'm just going to even this out. I'm going to let it overhang a little bit. That's good. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be covering a lot of this up. There we go. All right. Work that in, grab my bone folder. I want to make sure I really press this down so it's nice and adhered. I am going to fold this up just a little bit here so I can get that crease. Let's fold it on this side too. That all press down. Okay, now I just need to cut these off. Go. Cut that off. Now we'll turn this around and cut this off. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we have this. So when I fold it, I kind of like to take my bone folder along that edge and just kind of smooth it out as it's folded. It's not going to be perfect. Come on, we're human. We're not a machine making a book. So don't be too hard on yourself if it's not perfect. And once you like glue in signatures and all, nobody notices any of the minor imperfections. You know what I mean? Like nobody. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I promise. And if people are looking that hard at your stuff and critiquing it, you don't need those kind of people in your life. My goodness. Okay, so we have that. All right, I don't need this anymore. Let's put these aside. I better put those over there. I'm a little clumsy right now with my flare up, so I want to make sure I don't stick myself. Okay, so let's put this on here now. Now with this one, mine did crack a little bit, but I actually don't mind that. And if you just put a little bit of ink down the side here, I don't even think you'd be able to tell really. So I'm just going to go for it because I love the way the rest of it feels really nice having this wallpaper on there. That's why I don't care that there's a little crackage down the spine. Okay. Oh yeah, where's that piece? I specifically cut it like this so that I could peel off. Well, that's satisfying. All right, let's get this side too. Bro. Well, rude. There we go. This side is the nicer twin. There we go. Okay. Perfection. Now, this is sticky because it's wallpaper. All right, so I'm going to put this down, and once it's down, it's down. So I'm kind of holding it up. It doesn't have to be perfect because, again, I'm just folding these edges over, and then I'll put another piece down, so it'll be fine. Okay. I mean, I'm going to fold these edges over, and then I'm going to put a piece of paper here to kind of bring it all in. All right, so, ooh, that's sticky. Sticky, sticker. Okay, so now that we have that, you're going to take some scissors, and you are going to just kind of, now people do this all different ways. You can cut like this, and then like this, or you can just cut straight across. Everybody has their own way of doing it. Either way, you just want to take this corner out. It just makes life easier. There we go. You're going to do that all the way around. Now that you have that, I like to bend my paper up a little bit before I actually press it down. This gives me a nice crease before I even stick it, because once you stick it, it's stuck. Okay, so here we go. I'm starting in the middle. I'm going to slowly roll my fingers up, so I'm making sure that this is pressed right up against the spine on that side. Okay, now we'll go to this side. I'm just kind of rolling this paper up, making sure that it's butted right up against that bottom piece. Okay, bone folder. Gonna crease that down while it's still there. Now I'm gonna go to the other side, do the same thing, kind of press it. I'm pressing it right up against the side of the box, so it's basically getting stuck to the side of the box already. That way, when I glue it down, it'll glue down nice and flush. Okay, so I did that. Now I'm going to start in the middle. Press it down. So now I know my middle's nice and flush. And then I'm just going to keep pushing it. And I'm kind of like pushing like this just to make sure that the wallpaper is butted up. Now, using wallpaper like this is a little bit different than using paper. If I was just using paper, I would do this a little bit differently, but with wallpaper, it's sticky. So, okay, so see how nice and flush that is on the corner there? Okay, so we'll do the same thing on the edges. I did buy 2. So I'm gonna put a square of something right here and something right here, but I'm trying to decide if I wanna use another piece of wallpaper or if I want to use a piece of cardstock, because that's what I used on my other glue book. With this bad boy, I used cardstock. So see, you can see. So I need to look at my cardstock and see what looks good. So now you need to add your paper on the inside, and since this panel right here is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, I'm going to make my inside paper a little bit smaller than that. Not quite 6 by 6, but maybe 6 1/8 by 6 1/8. So let me go grab a couple pieces of paper. I do have pink cardstock. I have blue cardstock. I'm trying to think. Okay, let me go look and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the 2 colors that I have. I'm kind of leaning towards going with the navy blue because I know more people like blue than like pink. You're either a pink person or you're not. That's how I feel, at least. So I'm going to go with the blue. Alrighty. So let's cut these. Set my cover over here. Alright, so let's give this a trim. These will go in my scrap paper bin. I'll probably end up making maybe some pockets or something out of those for ephemera. I can use these for my ephemera holder. I could make the ephemera holder. Actually, I should use the other wallpaper piece to make the ephemera holder cover. That would look nice, wouldn't it? Maybe I'll do that. Okay. So these I will set aside for now because I don't need those right now. I'll use those later when I'm making the ephemera holder. All right, so these will now go right here. Just like that. So see how they're just a tiny bit smaller all the way around. So we'll put that there. And this one will go here. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Okay, see you. I was trying to think. Excuse me. So how I normally do this is I add glue stick. And then along the edges, I also add a little bit of my art glitter glue, just, you know, to be safe. All right, so let's add the glue. Oops, I didn't mean to go over there. You can also use double-sided tape. I do that too sometimes. But if I do double-sided tape, I also add a little bit of glue stick and stuff too. I just like to have a couple different adhesives on here. I just feel like, I don't know, it just helps. All right, here we go. I don't want to make this too messy and sticky, but I also don't want little dry spots. Okay. Honestly, you could just do glue or glue stick if you wanted, but okay. So let's start. We'll put this one like so. Definitely need to move that over a little bit. Okay, okay. Looking good, looking good. Oh no, I got a little bit of glue on. Ah, I just added more glue. Where's my scraper? Uh-oh, did I put it somewhere? Like, oh, here it is. I did put it somewhere, but I meant, did I put it in one of my baskets when I was, oh man, now I just got glue on it. Okay, dude. All right, next piece, here we go. Lay it down. Get it where you want it. Making sure we're even. Okay, nice. Oh, look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous, darling. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let me clean up and resituate, and I will be right back. Okay, so I got this paper pad from Michael's a couple of months ago. Ooh, that might be pretty. I thought this might be cute. Because this has gold accents in it with the navy blue and the pink. You know what? I think I'm just going to go with this one. Yep, that's what I'm going with. It's cute. I think that'll make a great ephemera holder. Okay. All right, let's cut this to 6 by 12. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of this. I'm wondering if I want to make this just 2 pieces or... All right, well, let's fold this in half first. So we'll need to fold this in half. Where's my bone folder? There it is. It's hiding. How dare thee. Give that a nice crisp edge, and then we'll fold this one in half. So for my other ephemera holder, I had 3 pieces of paper, I believe. Let's look. Let's just look. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 pieces of paper. I think for this one, though, I'm kind of wondering if I just want to do 2. Because that's still quite a bit of, you know, ephemera. Because I can put stuff all here. I could put stuff here. Here, 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 and here. It does match. Here I was just talking about how I wasn't going to do the pink. I think I will. I will. Okay, let's cut this to 6 as well. I mean, come on. We need all the things. We need all the ephemera. All right, so here we go. Let's cut this one down to 6 as well. Fold this in half. So now this one will be 6 by 5.5 instead of 6 by 6. Because this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that I cut down. Okay. So I was kind of thinking I would put the little one in the middle, but then that's, no, I don't like that. Look at me being all picky. Okay, let's go like this. There we go. So we have that, this, those, that, this, those. All right, that worked for me. Okay, let's sew this, and we can do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I will grab my binder clips, and ooh, should I use this navy blue? I think I will. I think that'll be pretty. Well, it's close enough to navy blue. I need to restock in here. All my floss is all over the place. And I have like floss wrappers in here and all kinds of stuff. Okay, and I need my awl. Okay, and then I use a book from the Dollar Tree. And I stuff like cardboard and stuff in there when I have packaging, just to kind of give it more balance, I guess. I don't know. Balance. Remember that commercial? Okay, so I'm going to take my ephemera holder. I'm going to tuck the paper in the cracks of my fingers, put my fingers in the middle, and push down, because you want all these papers very tight into the spine. If they're not, then it'll be wiggly when you're all done. We don't want that. So now that I have it all tight, I'm going to use 4 binder clips to hold my papers in place so that I don't have to sit here and hold it the entire time and worry about any kind of slippage. Okay, so I have that, set it down. Let me grab my string. Now the rule of thumb is you want it 3 times the height of what you're working on. So we have 1, 2, 3, and you can cut a little bit more if you want. This will be more than enough to do your 3-hole pamphlet stitch and be able to tie it together when you're done. Ah, I didn't get it first try. Darn it, it's because I'm on camera. There we go. Ta-da! Second time's a charm, baby. All right. Oh, why did I put my book back? Okay. So now that I have my thread ready, I guess I kind of did this all backwards. So you can use a pencil and mark 3 holes. I'm not going to. I'm just going to eyeball it because it doesn't matter to me. So I do one in the middle, one about an inch or so, maybe 3/4 of an inch from the top, and one also 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And I just eyeball it. I do like to keep my book a little bit closed while I'm doing this. I feel like that helps me get my hole to be right in the spine instead of off to the side. Now it looks like I'm really going like this. I'm really not. My hole's not really that big, but I do like to kind of wiggle my awl around a little bit. I don't want my hole to be too big because then, then your pages can slide around and stuff, but you want it big enough that your needle can get through there, you know? Who says size doesn't matter? All right, 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Who's ready? I know a lot of you know how to do this already. I've showed it a lot on my channel, but oh, you know what? I need to make sure make sure all your paper is facing the right direction. All right, so if you want to tie your thread on the inside, then you want to start on the inside. If you want to have it tied on the outside, you do it on the outside. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do mine on the inside. So now remember, I say this every time. There are lots of different ways to do this. You can literally start in any hole. So if you see somebody else doing this differently, don't worry. They're not wrong. I'm not wrong. There's just lots of different ways to do it, okay? So this is how I do it. I go in the middle, and you want to make sure you leave a tail. Then I turn it around and I go in at the bottom, just like that. I'm just going to hold on to my tail here. Pull it tight. Then I go up to the top. Move along. I go up to the top and go back in. And then I'm going to pull this tight. We have a traffic jam. Okay, so make sure that you still have enough tail here that you can tie. And you want to make sure that at this point you pull your tail over to the side, because I'm going to be putting my needle back in this middle hole, but you don't want to go through this thread. You want to go right next to it. So see how I went right next to it. Now both of my threads are to the right of this string. I need one to be on the other side. So since this one is going to the left, I'll just kind of tuck this under. It'd be easier if it was the needle side, but whatever. Okay. So there we go. So now I have my thread is underneath this middle. I have one to the right and one to the left. So now you just want to, I'm going to take my needle out now. I'm going to pull this tight, not too tight, because if you go too tight, you will rip your paper and the holes will become too big. So I'm going to pull it tight. I go both directions. And then I'm going to look over here. If this one's really loose, this one's not. So I need to pull tighter over on this side. All right, now both of mine are tight. So now I'm going to tie a knot. Get it nice and tight. Tie another one. And then I always tie a third one for good measure. You don't have to. Now you can leave this long and dangle things, or you can just cut it off, and I'm just going to cut mine off. All right, so now you can take your binder clips off. Okay, so now that we have that, if you want to cut off this little excess, you can. So here we go. We have this going on. Like so. And now we can come in with our little bits of cardstock that we had. And now we can come in and add, I'll use blue on this one. So like for this one, I'll probably add a strip down the side here. That way you can tuck bigger images in this way. So let's do that. Okay, so this will go like that. I like to round my top corners in my pockets just a little bit. I don't know, it just makes them look better to me. And you can always add a little notch in this if you want to make it easier to get things in and out. Honestly, you don't need to. I'm not going to. Okay, so now I take my glue. You can use whatever glue you want. I like to use art glitter glue. It's a very strong hold. It dries very fast, and you can get this fine tip nozzle, but you can also just buy little bottles with the fine tip nozzle and add whatever glue you want. My hands are shaky, so my glue's all wobbly. I apologize. Whew. I hate fibromyalgia. Okay, here we go. We'll just glue that down. I'm just going to give it a second to just kind of situate before I squish, but not too long because this glue dries fast. Okay, and then I'm going to lightly squish. You really want to push down your glue, because if you just set your pocket down on top and don't push down, your glue isn't going to like fully stick to the paper, and there'll be air pockets there. Okay, so now we have a pocket here. And you know what you can do? You can also add another pink piece right here, and then you can have a double pocket if you wanted. So let's go to the back. Let's add this piece to the back as well. And there's no rhyme or reason as to how you add your little bits. You can add whatever sizes of strips you want to make your ephemera holder. I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. Oops. All right, so we'll do the same thing. All right. Okay, so what I'm talking about is with my bigger one, see I did a strip down the side, then I have a couple here, and then on these, see, this has a double pocket, so I can put little things down here, bigger things up here. And then I have, you know, these. And then I did the same thing here. This is a double pocket. So this can go up here and down here. So you can add double pockets if you want. I just wanted something tiny for like my smaller things. And then I did more of these. Honestly, these are easier for me than these. But yeah, okay, so that's what I did. So you can just add a bunch of... So we have this on here now. So you have that pocket. And then let's go back over here. So for the blue, let's cut these down to 5.5. 5.5. Because that paper is 5.5. So yeah, see, this will fit really nice. I'm actually going to take it just a smidge shorter than 5.5 now that I think about it, just to give me a little leverage on either side, just a hair, just a little hair. Okay, now I want to cut them. Let's go 2 inches seems a bit. I'll do like 1 3/4 high, and then let's do another 1 3/4 high. And then we have this shorter one here, okay? So we have that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and repeat with this piece because they were the same size. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have 2 of each. So we have, this will be for one side, this will be for another side. So that way they're the same. All right, so mine will go like this. And then I can add this one, or I can add this smaller one. And I think I'll probably add the smaller one. All right, so let's add the corner rounder to the top. And this part is just really fun because you can make it however you want. You know what I mean? Like you can make these pockets however you like pockets, whatever you want to do. Just have fun with it. Oh shoot, I made that one a little high. That's all right. Okay, pocket number 1. Okay. And I'm leaving this pretty plain, so whoever gets this, they can decorate. You can add paper on here or stamps or whatever. I did not round this corner right. There we go. Glad I caught that. Okay, so now for this one, I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to put it put it about right there. Okay. And this is where you can store all your, depending on how you glue book, your magazine cutouts, your words, or, you know, your ephemera pieces, whatever. Okay, so let's put this right here. And I know it's straight because I can see on the edge here whether or not it's straight right here. So that's how I know this is straight all the way across. Oops, I just squished all that glue out. There we go. There we go. Give this a press. All right, so now you have a pocket here and you have a pocket here. So I will just repeat that on, let's repeat it on the back of this one. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have the pockets on the back of this pink one, and I have pockets on the front of this one. And then for this one, let's add one pocket right here. Okay. All right, there we go. So we have another pocket here. So now you can have a little bit taller items. And then we will do the same over here. There we go. Pocket, 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 pocket. And now we have these to work through. And so this one I will put like a lot of pockets, I think. And then, yeah, okay, how do I want to, I have these two pieces left. I could do like a little corner pocket right here. Like a little corner that just kind of, let's cut this in half. So we'll cut it corner to corner. Okay. So what I was thinking is I could do this, and that way you could put things in like this as well. You could also, and that way you could tuck things in the top or the side, but that way you can still see some of the color. Because what I mean by that is if you have like, I don't know, like this, you could tuck this here. Here's another one. Tuck that one there. You know what I mean? So you have two tuck spots. I might do that, actually. That works out really well. All right. All right. So now we'll put this up here. And I want it close to the spine, but not over the spine because I still want to be able to open and close this very easily. Let's just take that glue right off of there. All right. I'm just going to let that just kind of marinate for a second here. I may or may not have gotten a little crazy with my glue. Honestly, didn't think I would have hands this shaky in my 40s. All right, here we go. All right, so there. Now we have two tuck spots here and here. Love that. I will repeat that for this side. All right, everyone. So today we made our cover. We made a nice background for the back. Everything looks nice and pretty. And then we also made the ephemera holder. And you can also add pockets to the front if you want. But we have a pocket here, 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 here. I haven't done the inside yet, but we also have two here, one here, two more here, and another one here. So you have a lot of pockets in this. and we will definitely see how it starts to stick out a little bit. If you want, when you're all done, you could obviously cut that off, but again, it's not necessary. So we will add this in here. This will be our ephemera holder, and we will do that tomorrow. I never do 2-day videos because I hate them myself, but I absolutely have to because this is just too big of a project. So tomorrow when you come, I will have all of my 6x12 papers cut, folded, ready to go, and we will put in our 3 signatures as well as our ephemera holder. This will be using elastic so that we can take it in and out. Sometimes I don't even keep mine in my book. As you see, I kind of keep it off to the side because I use it for other glue books too. But yeah, so tomorrow, come back tomorrow and we will finish this, and I will show you a really neat trick on how to sew in multiple signatures. Thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you learned something new. If not, I hope you enjoyed watching me go through the process. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Don't forget to drink your water, give this video a like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, friends.